I'm Holly.
And I'm Bridget.
And this
is Girls Next Level.
Well, welcome back to Girls Next Level podcast. I've lost my voice. So for this intro, I'll get my voice back in like 10 minutes, guys, watch. But for this intro, I want to ask you, Bridget, about your TMZ tour.
Oh my gosh. Okay. First of all, I'm so sorry about your voice. I hope you get that fixed soon. I mean, do you feel okay? Are you sick too, or is it just your voice?
Tiny bit sick. Like just the tiniest bit, but my voice just went away. I got some prednisone though that I'm going to get later today, so I should be okay.
That's good.
In time to read some ads for next week.
So, you still have to read ads?
Well, in 2 days or 3 days.
Oh no. Okay.
You do too. Wednesday's ad day.
I know. Oh, but I was thinking like maybe you had to do them like today, like you didn't do them on Wednesday, so you had to like hurry up and do them right now. I was like, wait, just use my version then.
No, those are done. Thank God.
Okay, good. Okay, so yeah, the TMZ thing was so much fun. But I have to tell you guys a story. So they originally said, okay, it starts at 8:00 and we'll send a car for you or whatever. And they said, okay, car's going to be there at 6:00. And I'm thinking, if it starts at 8:00, why does the car need to get here at 6:00? Like, I get LA traffic is a bitch, but like, it takes me about 45 minutes to get to Hollywood from here. And if you guys don't know, the TMZ tours start right on Hollywood Boulevard, like right at Hollywood and Highland. They start usually right in front of the Hard Rock Cafe, so it's just Mecca right there. Like, it's like Times Square, but in LA. And so I was like, 6:00 sounds a little early. And he's like, well, actually, we're going to have you do the earlier one that starts at 7:30. And we like you there a few minutes early. So 7:15. I'm thinking still an hour and 15 minutes seems like a lot. And he's like, okay, well, I could change the car to 6:30. And I was like, okay, that's perfect. So I'm ready at 6:15. The car texted me at 6:12 and said they were almost here. 6:15, I'm by the door waiting. Nobody comes. 15 minutes go by, 20 minutes goes by. There must have been a million Halloween parties going on in our like area, our like gated community, because he was 15 cars back to get in. And it took him 20 minutes to get through our gate. So now we're like late actually. And we Waze it and it's going to take like an hour to get there. So now I'm going to be late. There was something going on at the Hollywood Bowl. There was so much traffic last night. There was Halloween parties everywhere. Everywhere you looked, everybody was dressed up. There was something going on at the Halloween Bowl. I mean, at the Hollywood Bowl. There was something, there was a premiere on Hollywood Boulevard. There was just a shit ton of parties. Like, it was just insane last night. He had to just drop me off in the middle of Hollywood Boulevard, and I'm like running. And by the way, for anybody who may have seen me on Hollywood Boulevard, because I heard like 10 different people screaming my name. One woman like grabbed me and asked me, can I ask you a question really quick? And I was like, I don't have time. Like, so if I ignored you guys, I was like racing to the bus because by this time I was like 15 minutes late. There's a bus full of people waiting for me. And I'm like, Holly, you could testify to this. Like, I am never late. Like, I am not a late person. I am always like on time. I always cushion everything. And even leaving at 6:30, I thought I had like a 15-minute cushion, but I was late. Anyway. Everybody was really cool about it, though. I got on the bus, and there was actually 2 buses going. So I guess they have, and I don't know if it's always like this or if last night was a special night, but they have one that leaves at 7:30 and one that leaves at 8:00. And I was obviously on the 7:30, well, let's say 7:45 bus. And first of all, we went to the Burgundy Room. If you guys don't know what the Burgundy Room is, it's like a really tiny little bar in LA, heart of Hollywood. It's all, as you might assume, it's all red inside. It's kind of like a little hole in the wall, but it's like been around forever, and it's just one of those like kind of nostalgic places. I don't know if we ever went there with Hef, but I've definitely been there with Nick and my friend Lorene, and we've gone there a few times. And they had like a special shot for everybody, a green tea shot, which I've never had before. So then from there, Holly, we went to the Rainbow Room. And I was so
I
excited
love
because I
it.
feel like I haven't been there in forever. It's a place that Holly and I used to go all the time. We'd go get, not for drinking really, but we'd go for lunch. We've been there with Hef a million times. And we got to go up into the upstairs. I don't think I've ever been up there. Not just upstairs, but another upstairs. There's like this whole attic room and another bar up there. And I've heard, and I was going to ask the manager because he was hanging out with us, but I've heard that it's like super haunted in there, and especially up there.
I heard they call it the vampire bar.
Upstairs.
Uh-huh.
They didn't say that that's what it was called, but I mean, it makes sense. It's like kind of creepy up there. And I know there's ghost stories, and I wanted to ask him so bad, but it just wasn't like the right time or place for that. And then they gave us all kamikaze shots.
How is it not the time or place? You're on a haunted tour.
Got the biggest story of all. I forgot the biggest story of all. I get to the bus. Okay, I asked them, "Oh, are you guys calling me for this tour because it's Halloween and stuff?" And like and they're like, "Yeah, it's a ghost tour. It's like the Halloween tour." No, he didn't say ghost tour. He said it's the Halloween tour and everything. And I was like, "Okay." He's like, "Yeah, and there'll be like Halloween themed drinks at some of the spots and stuff, or shots or whatever." I was like, "Awesome!" And so costumes and stuff. He's like, "Yeah." And even in my like little like social media post that I can't believe I didn't tell you the story, part of the story already. Even in my little social media post that I did, I'm like, "Come dressed up. Like, this is a Halloween party, blah, blah, blah." Girl, I get on the bus. I'm the only one dressed up. The only one. I was looking around at everybody's things. I was like, these don't look like costumes. And I was like, wait, am I the only one dressed up? And everybody's like, yeah. What? I'm in full-blown Tinkerbell costume that's this big, and nobody else. Okay, there was one other girl. But she wasn't like a person that was with the tour really. She was the DJ's friend. There's a DJ on the bus, and she was the DJ's friend, and she was dressed up as Strawberry Shortcake. So thank God for her. But I will say everybody on Hollywood Boulevard was dressed up except for the people on the TMZ bus. Like, I don't know what the deal was. Oh, and while we were there, the second bus met up with us, and that was like planned for everybody to meet. So then the two buses are mingling, the two TMZ buses and stuff. And the other one, and I don't know if you can if this girl just like bought all the tickets or if you can like arrange this special, but it was kind of a fun idea. She like bought out the whole bus, and it was all her party on it, like for her birthday. And they were all dressed like in black leather chaps and cowboy hats, and they customized their tour. So they were going to be stopping at Saddle Ranch as one of theirs. Which, how fun is that? Ours was the Burgundy Room, the Rainbow, and then after that we went to Roosterfish, which I didn't know Roosterfish, but I guess it used to be Lisa Vanderpump's old place, and now it's been changed into Roosterfish. But it's like an outside bar with like trees and yeah. Was it Legally Blonde, or is it Bridget Jones's Diary where she shows up to the party and she's the only person dressed up?
Legally Blonde, but Bridget Jones, she's the only one that shows up sexy, I think.
Okay, because everyone was like, it's Legally Blonde, and I was like, I know it was, but why am I also thinking Bridget Jones? But either way,
funny outfits.
I was the only one. That being said, everywhere we went, there were a million people dressed up, just out and about in Hollywood. And Hollywood was so, okay, I guess I don't spend Saturday nights on Hollywood, so I don't know what it usually looks like, but it was so packed. It felt like we were in Times Square, New York. I'm not even kidding. Like, it was shoulder to shoulder people. It was like pushing and shoving to get through. It was like stuff going on everywhere and costumes galore, and just like, it was. And like I said, the movie premiere was going on. The Hollywood Bowl was just getting out. Like, it was just chaos.
Well, it's good to know it's thriving.
I was a little nervous walking down the streets of just Hollywood Boulevard because there's a lot of stabbings on Hollywood Boulevard. Like, I was like watching, like, first of all, I am always watching. Like, I am never just like caught off guard. I don't think like I get out of my car in a parking lot, I'm fucking watching everybody. I'm like, I'm walking out of a grocery store, I'm like, got my eye. Who's getting out of their car? Who's walking over there? What are you doing? Like, I'm not that obvious about it, but I'm like, I got my eye on everyone. Like, I know you're pushing your car. I know you didn't put your card away over there, and I know you got 2 kids, so you're cool. I've got my eye on everybody. Like, why is that dude just sitting in his car? I don't like it.
Well, I still can't get over the girl who got diarrhea dumped on her story.
Wait, remind me what that was?
Don't tell me I haven't told this story before.
No, you have, because I've heard it.
Okay.
But I'm like drawing a blank on the whole story.
So this happened maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, like right when the homelessness like got out of control in Hollywood. And this person who was out on the streets had been diarrheaing in a bucket, like shitting in a bucket for days. And she was just innocently walking on the street, or I think getting out of her car. And this person came up out of nowhere and dumped a bucket of hot diarrhea on her. And she had to be taken to the hospital. And they're like, you have to come back every 3 months for a period of time to get tested for diseases.
God.
It is the most horrifying thing I've heard.
Well, my friend Lorene, this was a long time ago, but it was actually a birthday party for Nick, and we were doing it in some room at some club or something like that. And it was on Hollywood Boulevard, and she was walking towards that club on Hollywood Boulevard, and a homeless person threw an egg on her and called her a bitch, a stuck-up bitch or something like that. And she was like, wait, I'm just walking down the street. And so she had like drippy egg all over her walking into the club.
It's scary out there.
It is scary. I remember walking just down the street, and this was downtown LA, and this girl was just like, fucking bitch, you fucking bitch. And so I'm like, and she's like starting to come towards me, and I'm just like, wait, what is happening right now? I'm just walking across the street. I didn't even look at her.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But back to the tour, it was really, really fun. There was 2 people from TMZ on the bus, plus the driver. The bus was full. It seemed like everybody had a great time, even though it wasn't Halloween themed at all. There was not a single ghost stop. There wasn't a single ghost story. So I got bamboozled, but I still had a great time.
Yeah, we had a great weekend in Vegas, me and the kids, but I'll like save it for a slumber party because I can't talk.
Yeah.
Oh, and grating on your eardrums right now.
I loved my Tinkerbell costume. I felt like it was so perfect, and I'm gonna get a second chance to wear it because I'll wear it on actual Halloween too. But
the picture you posted looked really cute.
Thanks. And then you can't see it in the picture, but maybe I can show like an up close picture of it. Although they don't look as good up close, and they never do. But I took the wings, which were just iridescent, and I put like crystal AB Swarovski crystals all over it. Like I put like 1,000 of them on there.
Oh wow!
I feel like they sparkled really, really well.
That's awesome.
And then I have a question for you because I always like to be as true to the character as I possibly can, and so there's 2 questions that I have. When I had my wand and I looked her up, and the wand looks like it's just a silver stick that she holds, the true Tinkerbell. But last night there was a couple of guests who were like, Tinkerbell actually has a star at the end of her wand. And I was like, oh, really? I purposely didn't get those wands because those look like for 2-year-olds to me. And I thought that Tinkerbell just has like a thin stick.
Well, I think if memory serves correctly, in Peter Pan, I'm not even sure she has a wand, but when she definitely has a wand for like the Disneyland series and like the VHS tapes and like merch and stuff like that. But I feel like it's just like a line.
Yeah.
Like it's not, I've never seen like an animated version of Tinkerbell with a star at the end. That's like a toy you buy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, like a princess package for like a 2-year-old or something.
Yeah.
And they were like, that wand you have is more Harry Potter. And I'm thinking to myself, damn it, because I try and get all this stuff right, like all the details. And then the other thing I thought was interesting about Tinkerbell that I learned is that when I think of Tinkerbell, I only think of bun. I only think of bun. But apparently, in a lot of things, she has a small kind of puffy ponytail. And I saw pictures, so it's legit, and it's kind of short and it's kind of like spiked out, so it sort of almost looks like a bun too, but it's a little short puffy ponytail. And somebody on Reddit was actually asking like, I want to cosplay as her, and I'm wondering like, I kind of like the ponytail better, but I think of bun when I think of her. What are your guys' thoughts? And people were like debating it. And I'm going to say it was 50-50 whether people think she should have a ponytail or a bun. And I was blown away because I'm telling you, I only think Tinkerbell has a bun.
Send me the picture of the ponytail because I can't even picture what that looks like.
Okay.
I only think of the bun, and she has like that string bow that ties underneath it.
Yes. I did the string bow. Yeah, I thought the costume fit me perfectly. Anyway, tomorrow I'm going to do the Mario Lopez show, and they were like, by the way, this is going to air on Halloween. And I'm like, do I need to wear Tinkerbell 3 times this year?
Is he going to dress up?
I don't know. I'm texting with them right now to get like all the details and everything because he records at City Walk. So I'll be going to Universal City Walk tomorrow, which I love that anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna ask. Okay, by the way, is anybody else dressing up? Don't tell me it's Halloween and then everybody's like acting like it's a normal day.
Should we go back to our final Jamaica episode?
Yes.
All right, here we go.
I think about my kids' health all the time, especially since this generation is raised on so many ultra processed foods. Like they sneak into my kids' diets too. It's crazy. And that's exactly why Hiya exists, to give parents a real solution in a market flooded with products that prioritize candy-like appeal over actual nutrition. Some children's vitamins on the market today contain up to 7 grams of sugar per serving and are stuffed with artificial additives and petroleum-based dyes. Hiya took the opposite approach. 0 sugar, 0 gummy junk, just clean nutrition. What makes Hiya different is how thoughtfully it's designed. They looked at what modern kids are actually eating or not eating and formulated around those specific nutritional gaps. Hiya is designed for kids 2 and up. Hiya ships straight to your door. You get this awesome reusable bottle with your first order. My kids love decorating theirs with stickers. And then they send refills every month. So I love the Hiya vitamins. I tried them myself and they are absolutely delicious. So I felt good about giving them to my kids. And here's something every parent needs to hear. If getting your kids to eat vegetables feels like an impossible daily battle, Hiya's new Kids Daily Greens plus Superfoods is a total game changer. It's basically chocolate milk stuffed with veggies. It's a greens powder that's packed with 55 plus whole food sourced ingredients. Just mix 1 scoop with milk or any non-dairy beverage and watch them actually enjoy something that's secretly fueling their growing bodies. We've worked out a special deal with Hiya for their best-selling children's vitamin. Receive 50% off your first order. To claim this deal, you must go to hiyahealth.com/nextlevel. This deal's not available on their regular website. Go to hiyahealth.com/nextlevel and get your kids the full body nourishment they need to grow into healthy adults. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Did you know BetterHelp therapists have helped over 5 million people worldwide on their mental health journeys? That's millions of stories, millions of journeys, and behind every one is a therapist who showed up, listened, and helped someone take a step forward. Moments in therapy like asking the right question, having a safe space to cry, or a small win can really change lives. I know I'm always talking about my mental health on this podcast and on our other podcast, The Slumber Parties. So you guys know when I'm going through it, and you guys also know that therapy has helped me in all phases of my adult life. It really helps to have that unbiased person to listen to you. BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct and are fully licensed in the U.S. BetterHelp does the initial matching work for you so you can focus on your therapy goals. A short questionnaire helps identify your needs and preferences, and their 12 plus years of experience and industry-leading match fulfillment rate means they typically get it right the very first time. If you aren't happy with your match, you can just switch to a different therapist at any time from their tailored recommendations. We told you last time October 10th was World Mental Health Day, and in celebration of this World Mental Health Day, we're celebrating the therapists who've helped millions of people take a step forward. If you're ready to find the right therapist for you, BetterHelp can help you start that journey. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/nextlevel. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/nextlevel.
Welcome back to Girls Next Level podcast, everybody. We are back to talk a little more about wedding bells. We're still in Jamaica. It's been the month of Jamaica.
Yes.
So tell me about the drama because I wasn't there for it.
Oh, yeah. So this first scene, it shows Kendra and I walking up, and it makes it look like we were there before Stephanie came out, but I swear we were not. I swear we came running out and she was already walking down the aisle. They do a good job editing it to make it look like, but I swear we were not.
Oh, no.
And what happened was we were in the room, we're getting ready. As you can see, we are getting ready to go. We're almost ready. Like I was curling my hair when you leave and head to your sister's room. And what happens after that is while you're in your sister's room, Kevin is demanding interviews because remember when we had Molly on and she was like, yeah, you guys were traveling so much and we couldn't get those sit down interviews and we're panicking on our end. Well, Kevin must have had a panic attack and said, you need to sit them down for an interview, or at least me down for an interview. And they were trying to do an interview and we were watching the time and I'm like, we have to go. And after we got done with the interview, then Kevin called, and you know how he is on the phone, and he would not let us go. And we're like, Kevin, we got to go. The wedding's. He's like, I just have a few more things. And he's like talking to us about all this stuff. And then he had Michael on the phone, and Michael was in tears. Crying, like it was so much drama, and we were like, we have to go, we don't have time for this right now, like the wedding is starting. And he was like not letting us go, keeping us all on the phone. And like, but I feel like there was just so much pressure. There was so much pressure to film obviously what we're doing there, but there was pressure to get the interviews. There was pressure on her of what she was getting and the time management and stuff. Like there was just so much drama to the point where we almost felt like Kevin was keeping us on the phone on purpose. This is Kendra and I thinking this, that we thought maybe he was keeping us on the phone on purpose so that we would be late for the wedding to create drama for the show that the girls didn't show up to the wedding, or we'd show up like really late and like disrespectful or rude or like, you know, mess things up or just rude, being really late or whatever. We were almost thinking that he was trying to do that. Now, everybody has told me since, like Molly, and I think we've even asked Michael, said, no, that wasn't it. He just, you
had
know,
a narcissistic fit.
Yeah, when he just gets, when he thinks he's like, the wedding can wait. Like that's what he's thinking. The wedding can wait for when the girls are done talking to me because I'm paying for this wedding and they can just wait or whatever, whether he was or not. You know what I mean? But that's like his mentality. But Kendra and I really felt like he was doing this deliberately so we would be late. And we were like running to the ceremony. And I swear she was already up there when we were seated.
Yeah, I think I remember you guys kind of running into place last minute. And to me, it didn't seem like crazy late. It seemed fine, but
it wasn't like half the wedding was over or anything like that. But I think we definitely missed her walking down the aisle and everything.
Yeah, that's nuts.
And again, they cut it to look like we're sitting there, but we were not. We were not. And it was the interviews, and it was Kevin on the phone, and then there was drama with Michael. And I think after we left, I think when we ran off, that's when he was like yelling at Michael on the phone. And it was just crazy drama.
Do you remember what the drama could have been about? Like, were they trying to get you to say something you didn't want to say?
No, I don't think it was anything like that. I think it was just a matter of like time management and getting all these things, and why didn't you get the interviews and like, you know, that kind of thing. I don't know for sure though. But Kevin could be super mean to people, and I think he was being super mean to Michael that day.
Yeah, he was super mean sometimes, and he had such a hang up about the interviews, and it got worse as time went on. And that story you told me reminds me of something that happened on Holly's World, because they were interviewing me, and at the time I had just finished dating this guy that I just dated for a couple months. I was never like super serious about him, but it was a guy who was known. So Kevin was desperate to like get him on the show in some way, shape, or form. And I feel like season 1 of Holly's World was like fraught with him trying to get this guy on the show, even though I feel like I was done with him like halfway through filming or something. So it didn't even make any sense. And even when we were dating, like it wasn't something I wanted to blast everywhere. Like I never wanted it to look like I was dropping this guy's name or using him for publicity or anything like that. And I wasn't even like, we had only dated a few months. I wasn't even sure how I felt about him that whole time, right? So I didn't want like this big public notch on my belt, especially after like my last 2 relationships.
Yeah.
But there was this interview where I was sitting down in my suite, and Kevin like made it a requirement that I say this guy's name and talk about dating him, and I was refusing to do it. Absolutely not. It just like went against my principles in every way. And it got to the point where like the field producers were crying because he was saying, you guys are fired if she doesn't say his name.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So I compromised and I said, okay, me and da-da-da have been seeing each other, but it was not a serious relationship. And I just felt like that. Put it to bed. Like I said his name, I mentioned him, even though I didn't really want to, but I'm like saying what it is and kind of brushing it off, and we're done with it. And nobody needs to be intrigued by this anymore. So I felt like that was kind of the best way I could handle it at the time. I
Yeah.
mean, looking back, I probably should have like dug my heels in more, but at the time I was like, I don't want these people to lose their jobs,
Yeah.
you know?
Crazy. Yeah, I don't remember what it was that was making her cry, but she was definitely upset. We talk about it in commentary too. It says my Cal was bawling and we were late and there was high drama is what we say.
Ugh. I'm surprised Kevin left that in the commentary. Michael was crying. He must have been spacing out.
Well, I think Kevin left for a little while we were doing these.
Oh.
And so he maybe didn't know.
Oh.
I can't imagine he doesn't listen to it after, but he maybe didn't know. And the only reason I know that is because I'm a couple episodes ahead now, and we listen to commentary. And in the episode, I think it's my murder mystery birth party, we're like, oh, Kevin's back.
Oh, so he's popping in and out.
So he may have left for this one.
That makes sense. So we're going to call my sister and ask her some questions about the wedding.
Hi.
Hello. My sister Stephanie is on the phone. Bridget's here.
Hi.
Hi.
So we wanted to ask some questions for the listener just leading up to your wedding episode. And the first question we have is, tell us how you met Shane.
So technically, we went to middle school and high school together. But oddly enough, even though we're both from the same small town, we never had a class together ever,
Weird.
which is probably a good thing, right? Because then you kind of don't know the person as well, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And then we did do track and cross country together in high school. And we ended up being paired together senior year as a prom princess. But I never hung out with him in high school. Obviously, I knew of him and he knew of me. And I was told he had a bit of a crush on me later in high school, but I was unavailable at the time. And then we ended up reconnecting through a mutual friend when we started college, and then we started dating, I think, freshman year of college.
That's so cool that you guys were paired up for prom princess.
Yeah, it was fun. He actually asked me after we were paired together, he asked me if I wanted to go to prom with him.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt really bad because I was dating someone. So I already had a date.
Uh-huh.
In hindsight, I should have just known, and I should have just gone to prom with Shane.
Scrap the other guy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So how long were you guys dating once he proposed?
So I guess we started dating, we were probably 19 that first year of college. And then he proposed, we were probably 26.
Tell us about the proposal.
So we were both adults, had jobs, and we owned a house together. And we had plans to go out to dinner. It was the weekend, and we were going to go to dinner. I'm blanking on the name. It's the restaurant that's at the top of the big pink building in Portland.
Oh, yeah.
Portland City Grill. We were
Okay.
going to have a nice dinner there. And we were getting ready, and I was, ready to go. And I walked into the living room, and we had two cats at the time.
Yeah.
We had our two cats positioned on the sofa, and I walked in. I'm like, what are you doing?
Wait, can I interrupt? How do you position a cat? Cats are the hardest things to wrangle.
Right? Well, they were both just at that time, two fat, lazy tabby cats.
Yeah.
So, they were just chilling anyway. So he's like, here. So he had the cats ready to go. I'm like, what are you doing with the cats? He's like, oh, I wanted them ready to watch. I'm like, to watch what? And he pulled out a ring.
Cute.
Well, you married? Because, those at the time, those were our babies.
Yeah.
Cats. So it was just kind of quirky and fun. And, I said yes. And we went out to dinner. And I remember at dinner, I'm like, I am so glad you're not one of those people that would propose to me like in a restaurant. You know how you see that done sometimes?
Yeah.
I would have died of embarrassment. Right. So I'm like, thank you so much for proposing in the privacy of our home. Yes.
How long were you guys engaged before the wedding?
So I think we got engaged in November, and then the wedding was that next following August.
Did you always have an idea of like did you always like dream about what you wanted your wedding to be like? Or was it still kind of like a blank slate when you guys got down to planning it?
I was never the type to really think about my wedding. Didn't daydream about wedding dresses or like the idea of planning a wedding. Just that sounds horrendous to me. I mean, I will say, like, I fully appreciate going to someone else's wedding who
Yeah.
is into that, and like I appreciate all the detail and thought. It's just not my thing. Like, I don't want to think about it.
Yeah.
And I knew I didn't want to get married inside of like a building or a church. Just to me, it felt kind of stuffy. And I thought, well, I really like to travel. Maybe we should do a destination wedding, because I also don't really want to invite like everyone I know. Like, I don't want a huge crowd watching me. So yeah, then I think I was over at mom and dad's one day, and we started looking at resorts in Hawaii that had the little add-on special where you can add on a wedding on the beach. And I was looking at that, and like at the time, I don't know, it just seemed really expensive. And so then my mom, or our mom, was like, why don't we look at the Caribbean? Maybe that's less expensive. And I remember thinking, ooh, that would be so fun. I've never been there. And we were looking at the all-inclusive resorts down there that did wedding packages. And it was, at least at the time, a lot less expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And so we found a beach, and we had some friends who had actually gone to Negril in Jamaica before and had raved about it. And they said how beautiful the beaches were there. So then we just ended up booking the wedding package at Sandals. And it was probably the quickest wedding planning ever to happen.
Lately, I've been looking into a lot of ways to simplify my work and streamline everything. And I want to know, are you still juggling multiple tools to keep your business running? From booking to payments to marketing, Boulevard can bring it all together in one easy-to-use platform built just for self-care professionals to keep your clients coming back and spending more. I've told you guys before how even as a customer, finding a hairdresser that uses an online booking system has made my life so much easier. There's no longer that back and forth texting hairstylist that I used to do all the time and trying to find a date that works. I can just go book it online, super easy, says when she's available and says when she's not. And honestly, I value that so much. Boulevard is the fastest growing client experience platform built specifically for appointment-based self-care businesses. Because salons, spas, barbershops, med spas, and other self-care businesses are so personal, the platform powering your business should feel the same. It's not just software, it's a smarter, more personal, and more simple way to manage all of your business's locations in one place. From bookings and payments to appointment reminders and client profiles, Boulevard elevates every client interaction and works as beautifully as you do. Plus, with AI-powered scheduling and marketing tools, you'll see higher bookings and gratuity, more return on investment on your marketing spend, and smoother days for you and your team. And thanks to the always-on AI chatbot and expert support team, they respond in minutes, not days. Visit joinblvd.com to learn more about Boulevard and book a demo to see if it's right for your business. And for a limited time, Boulevard is offering new customers 20% off your first year subscription. That's joinblvd.com to learn more. joinblvd.com.
Holly and I have both confided in you guys about how busy things have been lately. I mean, chaotic even. Constantly on the go. I mean, Holly said she spends more time in her car than anywhere else. And it's one of the reasons we love coffee so much. But sometimes I'm looking for something better. A simple but effective alternative that doesn't take even more time out of my day. So something that's easy and allows me to focus and still be productive and efficient while I'm running to meetings or doing an interview on someone else's podcast or doing my own podcast or just researching for one. And I just don't have the time, the energy, or the desire to do endless research and buy ingredients to try and enhance my daily coffee routine. But the solution is now right there in front of me with Everyday Dose. It's my new coffee alternative, and my gut and brain have never been happier. It takes 30 seconds to make, and I never run out of the ingredients that I need. I have been doing collagen in my coffee for years now, but now it's all in one. Everyday Dose is coffee plus benefits. They combine high-quality coffee with powerful ingredients like lion's mane, chaga, collagen protein, and nootropics to fuel your brain, boost focus, and give you clean, sustained energy all day long. It tastes just like coffee without the downside. No crash, no jitters, just clean, sustained energy. Get 45% off your first subscription order of 30 servings of Coffee Plus. You'll also receive a starter kit with over $100 in free gifts by going to everydaydose.com/nextlevel or entering next level at checkout. That's everydaydose.com/nextlevel for 45% off your first order. Everyday Dose is also available at your local Target. Were you happy or bummed when you found out the show wanted to be a part of it?
Oh my gosh. I feel like part of me was sort of expecting it in a way. I had already asked you to be my maid of honor at that point, right?
I
Okay.
think so, yeah. And then the show jumped on it pretty quick.
Yes. And I remember being fully aware of like the curfew that you ladies had and like not really being able to travel. And so when they asked if they could film, or when you asked if they could film, I feel like my immediate answer was like, oh yeah, sure. And that was because I knew if I said yes to that, then you would for sure be able to come.
Yeah.
And like if it was something that the show was doing, then Hef would be like, okay. So yeah, I guess I used that to all of ours advantage.
Did you like being able to like then share your wedding with friends who couldn't be there?
Kind of. I mean, I guess it was nice. It's hard though because the show just shows little blips of it.
That's true.
Whereas like I watched the show before you guys called just to refresh my memory.
Mm-hmm.
But then I looked through my photo albums and I feel like the photo albums just show so much more.
Yeah, that makes
There's
sense.
all the little in-between moments. So it's kind of, in some ways, yeah, it's nice, but then it's also kind of hard because it doesn't really capture everything.
That's true.
Watching it back, I feel like your wedding was so small and intimate that I feel like it's weird that Kendra and I are there.
Maybe, but I mean, I didn't mind at all.
I mean, I loved being there. I'm happy that we were, and I thought it was a great experience, and I loved everybody. Like, I felt so close to everyone and stuff like that. But watching it back, I'm like, why are Kendra and I at this poor girl's wedding?
Holly's buddies had to come.
Yeah.
Yes. This is my burning question. Did the show help pay for any of it?
Yeah, I think so. Well, mom and dad paid for the wedding and that trip, and they said that the show asked them for the receipt so that they could reimburse them. I guess you would have to ask mom to 100% clarify that.
Okay.
I think they did. I know after the show aired, I had several people ask me if I was paid, like, to be on the show, and I would just laugh and like, no. But I paid my parents to like reimburse for the wedding cost of it.
Well, that's nice that they did that because I'm honestly surprised. I thought the answer was going to be no. Did you try on a lot of dresses before picking out the one you got?
I went to 2 different wedding dress stores in the Portland area. And the first one was a bust. Everything kind of just looked like an awkward prom dress or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to the second store and I knew where I was getting married at that point. So I knew I didn't want something heavy because it was going to be very hot and humid there. And I think I tried on a couple, there's really, at that time, there weren't that many like lightweight looking dresses
Yeah.
that didn't have a ton of fabric. And I think I might have even gone in with a picture of one I had found online and they had it. And I maybe tried on a couple at that second store.
When you get married at a place like Sandals like that and you get the wedding package thing, how much of a say do you have in everything, like the menus and the flowers and the decor and like where on the resort you're getting married? Do you have a lot, or is it just kind of like, this is what you get?
I think at the time I had a choice between a on the beach wedding or a garden wedding, which the no-brainer was, let's get married on the beach in the sand. And then I do remember them calling me, asking what kinds of flowers I wanted. And once we decided we wanted to do a dinner on the beach after the wedding, they asked like what entrees I preferred, I think.
Okay, so you definitely do have some choices in there.
Yeah, a little bit.
Did you ever get nervous at all? Because you seem pretty laid back on the episode.
Oh my gosh. Yes, I get nervous. I think I did a little mind trick with myself though, especially with having all the camera people and the crew there.
Yeah.
I told myself they're here to film the girls and I just happened to be here.
That's a good way to go about it.
It's like you're playing your own mind game of like, okay, it's my wedding day and I'm the person getting married. But they're here to film other people. So somehow that kind of lets you be not so stressed out, I guess.
Yeah, that takes the pressure off.
Well,
Yeah.
I was kind of wondering that while watching it. Did that make you feel weird? Like it's your day, it's your wedding, it's your thing, but like the camera crews are following 3 other people? Does that feel weird? Or did it just help you in this circumstance?
I think it helped me. And I think, I had been around your camera crews before at the Sarah Underwood Playmate of the Year event.
Mm-hmm.
So I had observed the camera crew doing what they do like prior to this event. So I kind of went in having that in my mind. And then it helped relieve the pressure, honestly. Like the focus isn't really on me. They're going to capture what these girls are doing because that's what they have to do for the show.
That's good. Because I feel like some people might get kind of like feel
Annoyed,
like
yeah.
it's taking away from their day.
I
Totally.
didn't care.
Okay, did you ever use the ice cream stuff you got?
I did. Yeah, I did. It made really good ice cream.
Was it a pain in the ass to send all that stuff home?
Yeah, I don't even remember. I think maybe I had the resort help me with that. I'm not gosh, I don't know. I mean, surely I didn't have room in a suitcase, right?
Yeah.
No way.
I think I had the resort help me with that. Like, hey, can we box this up somehow? I'll pay for shipping. Just let me know how. Somehow it got to my house.
I was thinking too, the show possibly might have brought it because they have so much equipment. And everything.
Right.
They may have
Yeah, maybe.
brought it
Stuck it
at
in a
least to LA.
pelican case.
Yeah, totally.
What would you have done if a male stripper had come in the room?
Ew.
Because I say on the show, I'm like, I think she would have jumped in the river.
Yeah, I would have hightailed it out your slider when I jumped into that lazy river pool that was out there. Or I would have just stood there and laughed.
Yeah.
Like diverted the attention. Like, here, why don't you go dance on this other person?
Give him to Kendra.
Yeah.
She knows what to do.
Yeah, anyone but me.
Okay, the wedding is here. Did you notice that Kendra and I came rushing in late?
No,
Thank God.
I had no idea.
Yeah, the show kept them almost from coming. It was crazy. They were being dramatic behind the scenes.
Oh, were they interviewing them or?
Yeah, they were like trying to get all these interviews that they were like desperate to get and like not keeping in mind what our actual schedule was.
But we were on the phone with Kevin and we're like, we got to go. The wedding's about to start. And he's like, well, one more thing. There's this and da 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 da. And then
Oh my
and
God.
he just would not stop. He
Oh,
wouldn't stop. And we're like,
no.
no, we have to go. And we came running out and you're already like walking down the aisle when we come plopping down.
No idea.
The show doesn't show it like that. They edit it to look like we're already seated when you come out, but we're not. We're not.
I didn't know. I had no idea.
I'm glad.
Kevin is another one with that time blindness. Because do you remember? And it was rare that we had to do this because I usually go to his office. But if we ever met him out anywhere, like at a restaurant, he would be so late every time.
Yes.
Ugh.
Was there anybody that came that had reservations about being on the show? Like they were like, oh, I want to come to your wedding, but I don't want to be on the show.
Yeah, there were two people there who were a little bit like, I think maybe they come from like a little bit more of a religious background, that kind of like, oh, I don't want this association
Yeah.
sort of a feeling. But yeah, I mean, you can see them on the show.
Were they okay
They're
with
there.
were they okay with it after it was shot and they saw what it was?
Yeah, I think just if you see yourself and you realize, oh, I'm just there in the background, like it doesn't matter. Like your extended family isn't going to be offended.
hmm So I had your bouquet preserved and sent it to you. Do you still have it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it disintegrated.
Oh no, they didn't do a good
It
job.
they did a really good job. And I want to say it lasted probably about 7 years.
Oh, I didn't know it was like a ticking time bomb.
I think maybe it would have lasted longer had it been in a really shady room. I
Oh,
just had it in a regular daylight room, like not direct sunlight or anything. But I think my bouquet had lilies and roses in it, and the roses were okay, but the lilies started to get see through, and then they just crumbled.
oh, weird.
Yeah, like the Skeksis and Dark Crystal, how its face just crumbles.
Yeah, I can picture that.
Like that.
That is so
And
funny.
then I was thinking, well, this looks gross. So unfortunately, I had to toss it after a while. But it was really cool when it first arrived.
Yeah, I had one of the bridesmaids' bouquets preserved for my wedding and put it in bubble glass. And it's in storage as far as I know. It was still fine. But
Yeah.
they can't preserve daisies because my bouquet was all daisies because of Pasquale's
Oh.
Electric Daisy Carnival. So I
Yeah.
thought that would be cute. And the
Yeah.
lady said like daisies are like almost impossible to do.
Oh, who knew?
Yeah.
Do you still have the lucky penny?
I think I have that somewhere. I think I took that in my jewelry box.
Do you like how the show turned out?
Overall, yeah. I mean, I didn't have any big complaints about it or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things, like I said before, you can't capture every moment.
Mm-hmm.
Or like maybe something you did, but everybody else didn't do. Like I remember we kayaked out to, there was that little island offshore.
Oh, how
And, like,
fun.
That was like one of my best memories. And there was like I don't know, they were like frying up lobsters or something out there that you could buy.
Oh my
And that
God,
was
how
so
fun.
But the show doesn't capture that at all. So I was like, oh darn. But
Oh, yeah.
overall, I thought it turned out fine.
Have you thought about going back to that resort, like for an anniversary or anything?
I've thought about going back to Jamaica because it was so pretty. I don't know if the whole all-inclusive resort is really my style now, but at the time it was nice and it definitely served the purpose of the wedding and then just like having all the guests there. That was good. But the beach and the water there was incredible. I think it's the only place I've ever been where the water was actually warm, like bath water, tropical water.
Yeah, it's nice. It's so nice.
Yeah, I was watching this episode like I would like to go back there.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that happened during that trip besides the kayaking that would have been cool that we didn't capture?
I was looking back through my photos, and I don't think you girls came with us, but one day Shane and I and two of our friends, and then I think Joe and his girlfriend, we wandered down the beach to the sister resort beaches. Do
Mhm.
you remember how Sandals and Beaches were owned by the same people? Well, Sandals.
Oh, I
is
didn't
the
know that.
adult- Yeah, well, Sandals was the adult only resort, but then you would have access to go down to Beaches, which was kid friendly.
Uh-huh.
And you could do all the food and activities there. So we hiked it down the beach and we got there and they had twirly slides into the pool and a lazy river. And I remember they had like chicken strips and curly fries and ice cream sundae bars. And we were just like kids all of a sudden, like, oh my gosh, this is so wonderful. Like, this is so fun.
You know what? I
So we were
think I
down-
remember you guys mentioning that and us feeling like, oh, I wish we could have done that.
Yeah, it was probably one of the funnest things.
Speaking of like kids and stuff, had you taken the kids to Enchanted Forest?
Yes.
Did they like it? And like what ages did they like it? Do you remember?
We took the older two down there when they were probably about like first grade preschool age.
Mm-hmm.
And they liked it then. We did all the rides. I would say that age is perfect.
Yeah, I'm kind of bummed because I feel like I missed my window. Like I always wanted to go up to Oregon and do Enchanted Forest. But I feel like at 9 and 12, I was just telling Bridget this, I feel like the kids are kind of getting out of that age where they're super like easily amused or like fascinated by like little things and little details, which I feel like I still am to this day. Like I still have that childlike side, and like the kids are growing out of it to where like they can't relate anymore. And it's such a bummer. And it's hard though, because like with their dad, like I can't just like up and take them and like, oh, let's go on a road trip to Oregon, because he gets FOMO and he wants to be like on every vacation. So I have to like work it out with his schedule, and it has to be something he wants to do. And it's crazy.
Yeah. I kind of feel like with Enchanted Forest, it's nice when they're a little bit younger, because some of the stuff, like the things you have to crawl up in.
Right.
And then you go down like a weird slide. And
the one I broke my leg on, that is a weird slide.
That one's crazy.
Treacherous.
A really bad turn at the end. So I can definitely see why you broke your leg.
Yeah, I don't think I was the only one either.
You broke your leg?
When I was little, I was sitting on my uncle's lap and we went down this slide they have, and I broke my leg on it. But I guess it was I think they had to fix it or like redo the slide or something, because I think other kids had done that too.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go down it and then it takes a sharp right and it's fast.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I can't believe you have 3 kids.
Yeah, 2 are in middle school and 1 is in elementary school. So we're busy.
Yeah, that's so crazy. And you're still a teacher?
And no, not anymore. Once I had the kids, I stopped because it was just, made more sense for our life if I was at home with them.
And how was living in Amsterdam?
Oh, it was great. We were there for a little over 2 years. And I had my daughter there. And it was a lot of fun. Holly came out a couple times.
Yeah, I'm jealous of the trip you and your daughter took back there that you were posting.
Oh, yeah.
It looks so fun.
Yeah, I took my daughter back there last summer because, it's a really cool thing to say, oh, I was born in this European city, but we moved away before she could really remember it. So I wanted to take her back and just so she like knows what this Amsterdam is all about. And then we saw Taylor Swift too, because that just
so jealous.
The week that I went.
Oh, wow.
So fun.
So cool.
So much fun. Anything else? Anything we missed about the wedding or the show?
I don't know. I remember the camera crew and the producers being really nice, and like every so often one of them would pop over to me and be like, "Thank you so much."
Aw,
for
that's
saying
sweet.
yes for us to come, and also thank you so much for choosing Jamaica. Like I think everyone was really excited to be there, which kind of just added to the fun.
Yeah, it was a great vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for letting us call you on air and sharing. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks, Stephanie.
We'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Bye.
So fun.
My favorite thing about Revolve is that there is something there for everyone. And not only for everyone, but for every occasion. No matter your style or your size, they have something for you. But it doesn't matter if you're going to a wedding or a concert or on vacation or just want to chill out at home, they have something for that too. It's my go-to spot for everyday outfits, cozy outfits, and special event outfits. I think I mentioned these on one of our slumber parties, but I got these sweats. They're by Aviator Nation, and you guys, they are the coziest, comfiest sweats ever. In fact, I am wearing them right this second. Like, I love them. And then I also got this super cute white onesie that I literally won't stop wearing. Like, I just love it every day. It's by Free People, and it's just comfortable, and it feels like me. I don't know how else to explain it. It just feels like me. Revolve has over 1,200 plus brands and 100,000 styles across fashion, beauty, and home, from high-end to emerging and exclusive labels. And they have inclusive sizing options from extra, extra small to 4X. They also do personalized product recommendations based on your favorites and purchase history, curated edits so you can shop styles that fit your vibe without just endless scrolling. Although, I think endless scrolling is sometimes kind of fun. Amazing customer service, fast and free shipping, plus returns. Whether it's a weekend away, a big night out, or just a little style refresh, your dream wardrobe is just one click away. Head to revolve.com/nextlevel, shop My Edit, and take 15% off your first order with code NEXTLEVEL. Fast 2-day shipping, easy returns. It's literally the only place you need to shop from. That's revolve.com/nextlevel to shop my favorites and get 15% off your first order with code NEXTLEVEL. Offer ends November 17th, so happy shopping. You know what? Another funny thing in the not funny, but another thing we talked about in commentary was how we had problems going through customs and agriculture, like at the end, because you had your sister's bouquet.
Right. I remember that. Yeah, because they're real picky about you not taking any like shells or nature things back with you.
Yeah.
Like I think like if you buy a souvenir shell, that's probably different than like.
Yeah.
But there's rules some places like you can't take the shells off the beach and stuff.
They were like digging through the flowers to make sure there was no bugs or like any like things in them, which I guess is good, but
yeah, I
never
almost had to ditch the bouquet.
Yeah, you never think about those kind of things really. Like it's I would never have thought of that anyway.
Yeah.
It reminds me too, on beaches, we were doing this thing where we had these little vials. We got like a whole bunch of them. And from all the locations, we were bringing home like a little thing of sand.
Oh, cute.
But we had to hide them.
Did you keep those?
Yeah, I found them. When I found all my 2008 scrapbooking stuff and was going through there, they're in there. They're all still sealed up. And
by the way, if you need any help sorting out the 2008 stuff, like I could come over one day with my day planners and maybe we could like make pot, because I know how hard that is to do.
Oh my God, I just have a bin.
Yeah.
Like a huge bin, but maybe we should do that.
Yeah, because I have almost nothing from 2008.
We should do that.
Yeah.
We'll have to figure out a day.
But back to the show, I love the bootleg 1940s big band style music they have playing. And honestly, watching the wedding made me emotional. And I'm just so glad like we captured all this on the show.
For sure. In the interview, you say you weren't nervous walking down the aisle until you saw that everyone was in like different spots than at the rehearsal, and you were worried that you might fuck it up.
Yeah, I didn't want to be the one person that's like in the awkward spot.
It's interesting how that is too. Like my sister, when she got married, we just did a bootleg. Like she wanted to get married on the City Hall steps in Lodi, and you can't really reserve that or anything like that. So it was just like a Saturday morning early, and we just stood there and did it. And there was like just me on my sister's side, and for him it was just his brother, and it was just like super close family. Like it was the tiniest wedding you've ever seen, and it was just like super quick and super, but like even so, like I wanted everybody
to fuck
you
it
stand
up.
here, you stand here. Wait, you're one step higher. You go down here. Go down here. Like you just wanted. I guess maybe for pictures, and Nick was filming it for her, so like for the video and stuff, like you want it to look like it's an actual wedding and not like we're just standing around.
Yeah, and you want to be in the right spot because otherwise it looks like you're making it all about you. You know, if you're like the one who's like out of place or something.
That's true too.
I was cracking up watching this because they cut to Kendra in confessional and she says, it was so romantic. And she just has the Rasta wig like plopped on her head in the confessional. Just nonchalantly. So we all take photos on the beach. They cut the cake with the Mickey and Minnie cake topper.
The photos they were taking
are cute.
Incredible.
They're great.
Like, even just seeing the video of the photos they were taking, like, was incredible.
And then Kendra says, you got to get a piece of cake and stuff it in her face. And I have to ask you, what do you think of those viral videos of, like, the grooms who, like, shove their wife's head in the wedding cake?
No.
Not only no, but you know how some cakes, if it's multi-tier, they'll have, like, the big
Oh,
hole?
my God.
You could kill somebody. You could, like, impale their eye.
I saw a guy got it stuck in his eye.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
That's so weird that you say that, because this was like literally yesterday. It came up on my Instagram feed.
Yeah, there needs to be like a severe warning, like don't shove your face in a multi-tier cake.
Oh, I don't even like taking a piece and then just like smashing it on their face. Like, I don't like that. You spend a lot of time doing your hair and your makeup and your dresses, probably thousands of dollars.
Slam it in the guy's face. They don't give a fuck.
I don't even like to do that. Like,
I wouldn't either, like but I'm just saying if one has to go.
I just feel like it's a shit stirry way to start your marriage. Like, I don't like it. Like, I don't like it. Like, find another tradition.
Yeah.
I'm not into it at all.
Me
if
either.
you can't tell.
Yeah.
But we do have a funny tangent in the, or I should say interesting. I say call everything funny. An interesting tangent in the commentary because I say, well, I'm talking about an interview. I was talking about how a lot of people were crying, and even I got emotional. And I just feel like it's even like I don't know your sister that well, and even I was getting emotional and everything. I'm like, why do I always do that? I'm like, I still to this day, even if I don't know the people, the second they start playing that music and the brides start walking down, I get like all emotional. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. But I say in commentary, I don't want to get married. And you guys are like freaking out and you're like, wait, what do you mean? Like never again?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I don't think so. And you guys are just like I'm very adamant about like, I don't want to get married again. I don't think so or whatever. And you guys are like, wait, what? Oh my God. And I just want to say to that, I think it's interesting that how I felt, but I know why I felt that way at that time, because in September of 2007, and we were filming this in December of 2007, but in September of 2007.
December 2008 was the commentary.
Oh wait, not till 2008?
Yeah.
Okay. So almost a year later, but in September of 2007 was when my divorce was finally finalized.
So you were just like done at that point.
Yeah. So I just like did not want to ever have to go through that again because that was really hard for me. Like even though, I mean, it was really easy on one hand, but really hard. It was emotionally hard to do. And it's why it took so long. It's because I just didn't want to do it. But like once it was happening, that part was pretty quick. But then it takes, like we did it in March, and then it takes like 6 months for it to go through the courts and all that kind of stuff. So it was, I remember the exact date, September 7th.
Oh, wow.
And it just felt like such a relief when I got that in the mail. And I didn't get it in the mail till a couple weeks later, I think, but it was stamped and official September 7th. And I just felt like,
finally done.
it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's done. Things have just been busy, and I know it's been that way for all of us, but it's such a game changer to do my weekly food shopping with Hungry Root. Hungry Root plans all my meals for the week, shops for me, and delivers groceries that fit my health goals, dietary preferences, and budget. Not only is Hungry Root super convenient and a time saver, but it helps me eat well and reach my diet and health goals. Whether you're gluten-free, dairy-free, high protein, focused on gut health, or anything else, you just take a quick quiz and their smart cart technology recommends groceries and recipes tailored to your tastes and needs. And now, with it being like the busiest time of the year, when there's even less time and less available brain power for meal planning and grocery shopping and all the things that go with it, Hungry Root not only helps save up money for gifts by cutting down on the food waste, but it can also save you a trip out in the cold to the grocery store by delivering everything you need right to your door each week. But one of the things I love too is how quick some of the meals can be and how much it gets me out of a rut. Sometimes I just run out of ideas. I don't know what to cook. Or sometimes I'm just tired of the same old recipes over and over. Hungry Root has so many ideas and options that I'm trying new things and even new styles of cooking. Take advantage of this exclusive offer. For a limited time, get 40% off your first box, plus get a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/nextlevel and use code NEXTLEVEL. That's hungryroot.com/nextlevel, code NEXTLEVEL, to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life.
After they show the cake and the cake toppers, they do a cute little graphic of like Maya and Hef's heads on cake toppers. And I remember back then thinking like, oh, if we get married, I'm going to have Brandon, the guy who makes our bobbleheads, make like wedding bobbleheads, and those are going to be our cake toppers. So on brand. But for my real wedding, I had like this porcelain, like it was like Sleeping Beauty and the Prince. So I make a very short toast. And Shane and Stephanie have the photo shoot on the beach. We are paparazziing them with our cameras, our digital cameras.
Yes.
And then I wrote down dessert conference. We have a dessert conference at the table. We try all the desserts.
I don't remember there being a bunch, but we must have, because that's what a dessert conference was. I don't know if you guys remember, but I think we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
But during the buffet dinners, they used to have like 3 desserts, I think.
Yeah, they'd always have 3.
There was always 3 different ones to try. So sometimes they all looked good. So instead of like obviously eating 3 desserts, we would get all of them. We'd have what we called a dessert conference, where we would all taste different ones of it. I thought your speech was really cute. You're like, my speech is like Stephanie, short and sweet. Thanks for having us all here and sharing this with all of us. And we wish you a lifetime of happiness.
Yeah, the OG short and sweet.
I love that. Nick and I were like, would we cringe at like the toasts at weddings? Like
They're so painful.
I just want to crawl under a table. Like I'm like, can we not do that tradition either?
Yeah, because it's always like trying to be funny. And half the time it's like acknowledging like what a rascal they were, especially if it's a toast about the guy. And it's like, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
The dessert conferences live on though. Like I still do that when I go out to dinner with my friends now.
Yeah.
Dessert. We order like all the desserts on the menu and we just like take a bite of everyone. So my sister just tosses the bouquet to me across the table because
Yes.
why not? And afterward, there was entertainment on the beach. There were fire dancers, stilt walkers, live music. And that reminded me, we did this whole other thing that wasn't included in the show. Remember that rum tasting we did?
Yes.
That was on a different day. I think it was like the day before or something like that. But we did a whole like rum tasting on the beach.
Yes.
And they show them pouring rum into our coconuts.
Mm-hmm.
They show us dancing and ass shaking.
Yeah.
And then Kendra in confessional says, people were saying to me, damn, girl, you shake it like a Jamaican. Do you think anyone actually said that to her?
I don't know. Maybe. But you know what I was thinking? I wonder, does that resort always have like a big festivity like that? Or was that a full moon party?
I have no idea.
I'm so curious. And it was cute because your sister threw the bouquet over to you, but she said, I don't want anyone else to get it.
Yeah.
But I think that's
It
cute.
was cute, yeah.
And that's when I said, oh, I would be like ducking out of the way. Don't worry.
And then as we're dancing, they play the bunny hop. And I wrote, so rigged. Like, that was not organic. Kevin and team had them do that so they could include like the Ray Anthony special.
Even in commentary, we're like, dumb, you set that up.
Rigged.
Like as if they would ever play that there.
I know.
And then it's interesting too, because with the bouquet that you caught, you're like, oh, I have evidence or whatever. And I look at Kendra and I say, I guess we're going to be bridesmaids pretty soon.
Yeah.
But in commentary, we talk about, well, not for Holly's wedding.
I know.
Like you and I were bridesmaids for
Yeah.
Kendra's wedding. That was like the next thing that came up. So that's kind of crazy.
I know.
And also in commentary, you're talking about how like sweaty and greasy you feel in this episode. And like, me too.
It was the most humid place I've ever been for sure.
Yeah.
And it shows me calling home and I practically bark into the phone, Hef. And then I tell him I caught the bouquet. It cuts to him looking over to that British girl, Amanda, that they showed when he had like all the girls in his room. Mm-hmm. But she was not there when I called. Like
Yeah.
that was like a old cut in. And then I wrote in my notes, Hef barks again. Why is this such a theme that he's always barking?
I don't know.
And I don't remember thinking anything of it at the time.
I have a theory on what it is,
What
but
is it?
I have no way of. Okay, before we were there, but not long before we were there, just before we were there, that song "Who Let the Dogs Out" was so popular,
And he would always talk about it too because he thought that song was so absurd.
and I just feel like it's a little quirk that stuck with him.
I think you're probably right because he did used to talk about that song like it was like the downfall of music or something.
I mean, and they were going to the clubs at that time, and I just feel like it was probably played every single night they were out, probably in the limo too. And I just feel like he picked it up from that song, and like it was just like this weird quirk that I don't even think he realized he was doing, but I think it's from that song. I
think
really
you're
do.
probably right.
I feel like prior to that, you won't see him barking.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Oh, I do make a comment too about the fire breathers. I say I want to do that someday, and it really is a skill that I've always thought would be so cool to learn.
Yeah,
I don't know if I have the guts to do it now, but I used to. Like at that time, I was like, oh, I'm going to do that.
I don't want to put my face at risk.
That is true.
So it cuts back to Jamaica. It shows me packing up. And I remember having a really hard time packing back up in that trip because we got so much swag. And I wanted to take the framed photos that the crew made for us. And I remember getting home and they were all like broken and busted and stuff like that. But why is that when you go on trips? Like you pack and it's fine. But when you have to pack stuff back up, even if you didn't get anything new, it never fits.
Yeah, I know.
Why
It's
is
like
that a thing?
everything puffs up and I don't know. You just don't fit it back in as good as you did the first time. I just had that trouble on my last trip.
So I try waking Kendra up because we had to be ready to leave super soon. And that was a task.
Wait, when you were calling Hef, was Kendra out smoking a cigar?
I don't remember.
It showed her with a cigar.
Probably. I heard cigars raise your testosterone levels.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I heard. So Rory comes in to show us that we made the front page of the local paper. That was also the picture that put us on PerezHilton.com at the time. And I thought, oh, we made it. We say goodbye to my family, and they focus in on the two macaws at the resort. And they have a voiceover of them saying goodbye.
Yeah, that's
cute.
Funny. And then you said that your mom has never been to Vegas, so that's the next trip.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I remember they were so excited to see Donnie and Marie. But that was the thing, like Donnie and Marie were still performing at that time. And it was such a successful show because everybody of that generation, like, that's what they wanted to see. Like, so excited to see Donnie and Marie.
That's funny.
Like, for real. Actually, I went to go see Donnie and Marie, and they gave me like a vintage shirt of theirs, like from the 70s. And I wore it in one of my Holly's World interviews, and it had green on it. And we did all the Holly's World interviews on green screen, so we weren't allowed to wear any green. But Kevin's like, I can make an exception for that one shirt because his sister did something in country music.
Yeah.
So he was like, just made an exception for that one.
That's funny.
So Hef greets us at the door when we arrive home. We brought him a Rasta wig and plopped that on his head.
Yes.
And took a group photo with them. And they show a shot of the back of the mansion at night, and that's it.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised, and I think I say this in commentary, that he didn't freak out about his hair with that wig on.
Right.
Because he had a thing about that.
Can't touch the hair.
And then we talk about how there was a clown at the O show that we went to that was like messing with his hair. And we were so worried he was going to freak out about it.
I remember that because they would come into the audience and there was like a clown with a spray bottle that would like spray people's hair. And I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And luckily he didn't like freak out, but...
And then Kendra said something that I think is very telling. She says, well, I don't think he freaks out when the cameras are watching. He tries to play it off like he's all cool.
That is true. That's why they got away with it that time. Makes sense. But if the cameras weren't on him, he would have flipped.
Yep. Yeah, so that's the episode. It was a beautiful wedding. It really was.
Do you have best and worst?
Yes, I do. So my worst is looking like crap most of the time in this episode and almost missing the wedding, of course.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was amazing.
Yeah, my best is just the whole wedding, just capturing that and having that as a memory through the videos is amazing. You know, seeing my whole family together and everything, that's my best. My worst is that shot they do that kind of lingers on my sister's back when she's zipping up her dress. Like, I felt like that was a little unnecessary. And also, like, I wish I could have looked a little cuter, but I was just doing the best I could do with the humidity.
Yeah.
But overall, like, I really like the 2 episodes.
Yeah, my best is the same as yours. I said I loved everything else. It was amazing. The wedding, the people, the resort, the staff, the experience, the memories, everything.
I even thought it was funny, like the back and forth when we're trying to call Hef and he has the other girls in his room, even after we learned about the Kayla thing. Like,
well, so I watched this right after we learned about the Kayla thing, and I was like livid. And I called you, and you're like, well, that was way before. I really don't think anything with this scene.
And it was like, my idea. Like, I told them to do that.
And I was like, all right, I'll not be pissed about it. But I was pissed at first. I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
But okay. It's a different time frame. You guys have to remember
that. It really
that.
is. Like,
at this time where we are right now in like, this is September of 2007, like everything was solid and really good. But when Kayla's experience happened, it was March of 2008. So
things had already started to shift and fall apart a little bit.
Yeah.
Still not to the point where it's ever appropriate that he should have done that.
No.
But it's a different vibe.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we will see you next week. If you'd like more content, check out our Patreon at patreon.com/girlsnextlevel. Check out our merch at girlsnextlevel.shop, and we will see you guys next week. Bye.